Hello everyone. So something very exciting has happened today. I'm sure many of you know that Microsoft is rumored to be coming out with or announcing Windows 11 on June 24th. But it turns out we aren't actually going to have to wait, because earlier today a build of Windows 11 that's in development has been leaked. And the ISO is freely available online, and you can just download it and install it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be putting it on this HP Pavilion from 2018 that has a Ryzen 3 2200G. And I'm going to basically show the entire installation procedure, the out-of-box experience, and some of the cool new features included within this OS. So I've already got it downloaded and put onto a flash drive, so without further ado, let's get it installed on this HP. Alright, so here I am at the desk, and I have just turned the PC on, and my camera's autofocus is catching up. You can see the specs of the PC right now if you're curious, but alright. Let's go ahead and pick the USB. And yeah, I know I should really get an HDMI capture card, considering they're like $8 now instead of $100. And we are booting now. There is a new boot logo from what I've seen, but this PC is new enough to not need that. Alright, so here we are at the setup. It's looking very familiar, except for the Windows logo. Now it just kind of looks like the Microsoft logo. Also, I noticed there's no copyright here. Usually it would say copyright 2020 or something, but not here. If I open up a command prompt, oh, there it is. Yep, Windows 10 still says NT version 10.0. If I pull up the task manager here, you can see there are some new styled buttons here. It's a little bit more rounded off instead of square like it used to be. But this is still obviously just the Windows 7 style in the Windows PE. So let's go ahead and start up the setup here. Okay, and I guess I'll just skip the product key because it should be activated from what I understand. And yes, there it is, Windows 11. It does not say Windows 10. In fact, I'll just zoom in on this a little bit so you can see it better. So we're going to go ahead and put Windows 11 Pro on there. This is pretty similar to Windows 10. One thing I am noticing is the new scroll bar here, which looks very nice. I like that a lot. Hopefully in the final version they're going to get rid of this Windows 7 style and finally update it, but that might be wishful thinking. I do have Linux installed on this right now, actually, so yeah. I'll just delete all the partitions and get Windows. Okay, and this is very familiar. It looks exactly like Windows has since Vista. So I'm just going to let this go through, and then I'll come back to you when it's done. Well, that was actually very quick. It looks like it's done, and it's about to restart. Okay, well, the little spinner is still the same, it looks like. But I will add a picture of the new Windows logo on the boot screen, because that is an updated thing. And it looks like it's very close now. And it is running at the full 1920 by 1200 screen resolution of this monitor, so that's good. It means that driver is working. This PC is from 2018, so everything should be mostly supported by Windows by default now. And it looks like this should basically be the last step of the setup, and we should see the new out-of-box experience in a second. I will add a picture of the old one. It was kind of very blue. Well, that's different. Wow, that's really nice. Look at this. Okay, this is a different scroll bar design, just, because it's a beta, I guess. But there's a lot of blur in this, which is very nice. And these animations are really great. Let's get on the Wi-Fi. Okay. It's got some updates to check for, I guess. I don't know if it'll actually find any. If it needs to be on some kind of beta insider release channel to find them. And the background I'm seeing is a blurred version of the new wallpaper. Just because I'm a little curious, I'm going to go ahead and Shift F10. There we go. We are now at the command prompt, which is cool. Can I task manager again? Yeah, cool. Now I'll get rid of this because... Okay, I'm gonna skip signing in with my Microsoft account just because I mean, technically I'm not supposed to have this. So we'll just go ahead with an offline account right now. And yeah, they're still doing the evil kind of advising you to make a Microsoft account where you have to click on a button that says limited experience, which I'm not a fan of. It says even better, use an online account. Gotta do no password. There we go. Let's see. None of this looks like it'll... let's use location, I guess, but there we go. Now let's see what's new from Windows. Yes, please. Okay. Yeah, this is the same as it was in Windows 10. Oh, that's new. Whoa, look at that background. That is nice. It's kind of, I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but it looks like Mac OS. That's weird. But yeah, there's kind of like a bubble effect. It reminds me of the Arabesque screensaver from Mac OS. So that's cool. And I guess I'll come back again when this is done. Alright, and here we are at the Windows 11 desktop. I did have to turn on a fan again because my camera said it was overheating. It's really hot up here, guys. But yeah, this is the new interface, supposedly. I did see another picture of a slightly different interface, what it might look like, the final version, but this is what we have now. So that is the start menu. There's kind of a pinned apps thing. It looks like we no longer have live tiles, which is surprising. Let me see, can I pin... If I pin this to start... Okay, these aren't existent yet, but... Yeah, no live tiles anymore. And this needs an update, so... Okay. Now, this is the taskbar options. You can't put it on the left here like it used to be, so I'm going to keep it like that. So we are seeing the new icons as well, and it looks like it did pre-install some... Oh, no, it didn't. It just put shortcuts to them, but we do have some extra apps here. If I go to all apps... Yeah. And there's the new notification sound, so that's really cool. The one thing I am noticing is that there's no option to have the window title in the taskbar anymore. Like, you can't have it be the big button. It's just a small one with only the icon. There is a show... Oh, I guess that's just notifications, the show badges. But that is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We do have a new widgets option. Okay, and I guess that replaces... Oh, well, I need a Microsoft account. So I guess I'll do that later. But yeah. On the... Yeah, search looks very similar to Windows 10. And oh, I need to restart for my graphics driver. So this is the new wallpaper, or the default one. There are a couple more ones too that I saw. There's this kind of glowing orb, or like a planet. There's this one, which looks like Pringles, honestly, and they're kind of like textured and fuzzy and transparent. This one is like a landscape. That's very nice. And then there's another kind of flowing flower looking thing. So yeah, that looks very nice. I guess I'll restart for my drivers. And while we're restarting here, I'll try to get a good clip of the new startup sound. I've got volume on my speakers kind of cranked here, so this should be pretty quick. So there's that. It sounds really nice, honestly. I like it a lot. And if I adjust the volume, that's a new notification sound again. So this is how it looks with the blur in the background. Again, very nice. If I pop open the Microsoft Store, you can see, yeah, this is looking pretty similar. The windows are kind of rounded off now. It didn't have that without the graphics driver, but this is how it looks. And there's some new animations here when I open and close them, which I also like. It replaces the old animation that stayed the same since Vista, actually, so that's very nice. Let's go to the yeah, so this is the new icon for the hard drive as well as the disk drive. Whoops. In the users folder, they finally got rid of the 3D objects folder that was completely useless, so I'm glad to see that. Here's some more new icons. Again, they have gradients again, which is nice. And yeah, I'm gonna try installing a couple things. I'll get Firefox and 7-Zip maybe, and some other regular Windows programs. And yeah, Microsoft Edge fits in a lot better with this than the older Windows 10. Interestingly, they still have this intro screen, even though this came out like close to a year ago, I think. So let's get rid of this. And I'll get a couple things installed on here. Okay, so basically I installed a couple programs on here. Here's the new version of Firefox, which I think looks a lot better with this Windows than the old one. Like, surprisingly well. This is what the downloads window looks like, with kind of an older design actually. And I've actually signed into my Microsoft account. You can see it's got my profile picture down here. Kind of similar to old Windows actually, and it also pulled up some other files and stuff from my OneDrive and suggested them in the start menu, which is neat. Opening up 7-Zip, which has a really old design, you can see how it looks with the new version of Windows. Honestly, this is kind of similar to how it was in Windows 10 with these kind of older style icons here, but some stuff being updated. These menus here actually look old. They're not the new style, which is interesting. But yeah, once again, like these buttons here are the new style. I don't know if they've updated the tabs. Like this is new, but some stuff is gonna stay old because that's just kind of how Windows works. And whoa, I just saw a new feature there by accident. Looks like if I mouse over the maximize button, I have some new tiling options, which was not in Windows 10 as far as I know. So that's really neat. One other thing I got in here is hardware info. Once again, some stuff is not updated yet, like this dialog is exactly the same. Obviously, I don't think this is going to be the final design. This is like going to be halfway in between Windows 10 and 11. So they're going to do some more stuff before it's actually released. This build actually has a date of like May 30th, I think, and as I record this, it's June 15th, so we're running like 2.5 weeks behind what Microsoft is actually working on right now. But yeah, once again, you can see a couple of the updated buttons and switches and stuff. If I expand enough of these, let's see what the scroll bar looks like. There we go. Once again, this is the same one that we saw in the installer where it's kind of thin and then it expands out. kind of how macOS used to be a couple years ago, if I'm honest. So that's what that is. Let's see if we can go to the About page in Settings. And there it is, Windows 11 Pro. It says Dev version, which is interesting. But overall, I've found that that Metro apps basically look exactly like they used to. There's a couple new icons, and also Microsoft is still doing this incredibly evil thing where if you change your default browser, it has this gigantic icon in the homepage of Settings and it tells you to reset it. This should be illegal, but they're still doing it anyways because that's what Microsoft is. If I run WinVer, you can see again we are Windows 11. Now I'm going to go back to the settings page and check out a couple of the new sounds. Okay, and I still have to go to Control Panel for this, but yeah, there is kind of basically what the new sounds are. USB sounds are now. That's kind of nice. What else? Heard that one already. Whoa. Yeah. So, I really don't have to look at all these, I don't think. But yeah, this is basically what's changed. There's, you know, obviously the new taskbar and start menu. There's some new window decorations and stuff like that. But it's not super far removed from Windows 10 at this point. This basically looks the same. So I assume that we're going to see a lot more. Changes before Windows 11 actually releases. On the June 24th event, you know, we're going to see something, and I'm pretty sure it's going to look like this, but more refined with some more updates and features and some other stuff that they were looking to add. Oh, I forgot to show the widgets. Here is that, which I can now because I signed into my Microsoft account. Here are some disgusting clickbait articles that I should not be reading. Let's see if we can customize it. Nope. Yeah, right now it's just weather and the stock market and some sports scores. So doesn't look like we can exactly modify this right now, but I'm sure that will exist by the time this comes out. But yeah, okay, there you go. This is Windows 11 running on a real PC. So that's just kind of an overview of it, and some new features, some new design, really cool stuff. Honestly, overall I like this a lot. Definitely more than Windows 10, which I kind of felt just always looked bad. So yeah, I'm gonna cut this video here because there isn't a whole ton more to see. So thanks everyone for watching.